for the hardest-hitting show in talk radio. The true progressive voice since 2012. This is Southpaws.
And welcome to Southpaws on the Pacifica Radio Network. We are the leaders of the revolution. My name is Darren Gibson, and I'm your co-host.
My name is Jack Prince, your fellow co-host.
How are you this day, Jack?
Excellent, Darren. Feeling great.
We have warm weather for a change and sunshine.
Yeah, I thought it could happen. It really did.
Gosh, I guess so. I don't know. Well, we've got quite a bit to cover. We just celebrated D-Day, the 75th anniversary of the storming of the beaches in Normandy, the liberation of France, which was pretty much the beginning of the end of World War II. So we'll take a look at that and some controversial comments from Ronna, Romney, McDaniel. You're going to love this, folks. We've got a great Hammer Time segment. Got plenty of stuff for you, but before we get started, a couple of reminders that you can follow us on social media by going to facebook.com/Southpaws Radio Show. You can follow us on Twitter at Southpaws Radio. You can become a patron of the show by going to patreon.com/Southpaws Radio. We would appreciate any help that you can give us there. Help keep the bills paid and the lights on.
Yeah.
Of course, you can listen to us across Pacifica Radio on such great stations as KCEI in Taos, New Mexico, KZGM in Kabul, Missouri, and across Global Community Radio Channel 1 every Monday night at 9 p.m. We're on right after Democracy Now!, so make sure you check us out. You can listen to the show anytime you want to at the iTunes Store. Do a search there under podcast for Southpaws, find our logo, and you'll find us real easy there. We're also at Spreaker.com. Do a search for Southpaws as well there. Oh, so again, we just had the 75th anniversary of the D-Day invasion of Normandy, France. By all accounts, Trump halfway behaved there. I hope he did anyway. I try not to watch him.
Well, he had
that's pretty bad.
Yeah, he did have quite a run-in with the mayor of London.
Oh, no.
And pretty well drug his name through the mud. I was just blown away watching him wander through the garden there in front of the palace with the tall black hats on the red-coated British soldiers, an honor guard, and he was inspecting them, and it just kind of shocked me that we have the two greatest imperial powers in the history of the world still celebrating that power, and now I'll take it a step farther. Supposedly, the D-Day invasion, an honorable event. I'm not going to speak against that. The world was underneath the influence of a despot. The world was being terrified.
Several despots, Hitler, Mussolini, Hirohito.
And you go full circle in the merry-go-round of history, 75 years later, you have another despot talking about the heroic invasion of a European despot, of which their vocal statements are parallel. It is, I don't want to say deja vu, but in 75 years, we have come to the point where we have one fascist talking about the invasion of another, and nobody can see the irony of that.
Of course, we're talking about Donald Trump,
yes.
The guy who is friends with Kim Jong-un. He likes Kim Jong-un's style. I mean, this is George W. Bush saying it'd be easier if it was a dictatorship, but only if I was the dictator. It's that moment happening all over again, folks.
Right.
We're already there.
Trump takes all of his brood, all of his kids go over, and of course the fairy tale monarchy, the
brood, the
whole carriage of the monarchical. It's laughable. I'm talking about the wife of Prince Charles, right? All of the It's like a Disneyland. Mm-hmm. It's like Walt Disney produces a laughable kingdom of authority because it's totally illogical. There were people that said 100 years ago, we shouldn't give these kings any more ability or thinking than anybody else.
Yeah.
But somehow that's been lost because there's Charles, Mad Magazine Charles, right, with those taxi cab ears door open. And he's carrying on a tradition. And people are sitting there swooning.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is just crazy stuff that we have gone. Let me tell you what's really crazy. I have this story. This is published by Newsweek. So this is not liberal media, folks. This is Newsweek.
Incredible journalism.
David Brennan writing this on Thursday. The chair of the Republican National Committee is facing an online backlash after suggesting that the commemorations marking the 75th anniversary of D-Day are an opportunity to celebrate Donald Trump and his achievements, whether you support him or not. There's that fascism that we talk about.
Yeah.
Where's the Trump youth? Where's the brown shirts? Where's the SS?
Yeah. I mean, it's reminiscent of Hitler's.
This isn't hyperbole.
No.
Folks, this is history, and we're seeing it being repeated again and again and again.
We have the slight of hundreds of thousands of soldiers that were killed. Mm-hmm. Anniversary day is tomorrow, or was it today?
It was Thursday. Yeah.
And this partisan hack says that there should be honor given to President Trump. It reminds me, remember Hitler, he went to the Olympics 2 years before the war and refused to address the champion. I think he won 3 events. What was his name? The sprinter?
Jesse Owens.
Jesse Owens.
Yeah, I believe that was the 30. Was that the 32 Olympics or the 36?
Right.
My memory is bad on that.
The Olympics were nothing. It was a chance to showcase Adolf Hitler. And these fascists still see that tendency. Let's not worry about the sacrifice of Americans. Let's put Trump on the showcase.
And that was the 36 Olympics in Berlin, Germany. Yeah. So, yeah, speaking of, let me go back to this story here. Again, this is Newsweek publishing this, folks. This isn't fake news. This isn't The Onion. World leaders have gathered in the UK and France to mark the anniversary of the military operation, which was the largest amphibious invasion in history and constituted a pivotal step on the road to defeating Nazi Germany and its Axis allies in World War II. Trump attended a D-Day anniversary event in Portsmouth, UK, Wednesday, where he joined Queen Elizabeth II, British Prime Minister Theresa May, and other world leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel. The event marked the end of the president's 3-day state visit to the UK. Though Trump acquitted himself relatively well during the trip, it was not without controversy. Before Air Force One even touched down, Trump criticized the UK's handling of Brexit, effectively endorsed one of the candidates running to be the next prime minister, and reignited his feud with London Mayor Sadiq Khan. While he enjoyed royal engagements at Buckingham Palace and talks with May in Downing Street, thousands of Britons took to the streets to protest Trump's visit. That includes a robotic Trump sitting on the toilet tweeting. I wonder how long it takes from the crap to his brain to hit the bowl. I'd love to know the answer to that. He drew further criticism for suggesting Britain's treasured national health system would be on the table in any future UK-US post-Brexit trade deal, and with a rambling TV interview in which he dismissed the climate emergency amid characteristically incoherent boasts and misleading statements. Much of the media coverage of the trip was negative on both sides of the Atlantic. RNC Chair Ronna Romney McDaniel, yes, the former chair of the Michigan Republican Party, who's now the chair of the RNC, considered this unacceptable. She told Fox Business Propaganda on Wednesday that the media should be more supportive of Trump. Quote, I just have a reminder for the media. He's your president, too. This is our president. This is our country. We're celebrating the anniversary, 75 years of D-Day. This is a time where we should be celebrating our president, the great achievements of America. And I don't think the American people like this constant negativity. There are times when we should be lifting up our president, especially when he's overseas. End of quote.
The negativity she's speaking about are the 250,000 people in the streets. Mm-hmm. Please pay attention, American activists. Watch what's going on out there. That's the negativity she's speaking about. How? It's absolutely bizarre.
He's your president too, Jack. He's your president too. No, he ain't. He ain't my president because I didn't vote for the orange son of a bitch.
I did not either. But here's the thing, Darren. They had a rally just 2 miles from here 2 nights ago against Justin Amash, who had the temerity to stand up and say, this man should be impeached. Forget the R on my name. Mm-hmm. And it's very, very close. The spokeswoman that organized that rally said, let the world know that we here in Michigan still want to honor and support our president. How do you speak for me, woman? Mm-hmm. I don't know her name. I'm sorry. I just don't know her name.
I don't know. But yeah, and that was at the same town hall where a woman said, oh, well, now you're a Democrat because you want to impeach Trump. See, apparently they have the same disease on the right that they do on the left, which is if you're not in lockstep with everything that we do and say and want, you're part of the other side.
Yeah, there's no middle ground.
Same disease,
Did you
folks.
see the woman that stood up after Amash had given a lot of instruction and info concerning the incompetence of Trump? Mm-hmm. And she said, whoa. I've been watching Fox News. I didn't know any of this. This was caught on camera. It's a whole other universe right next door to Fox News. She knew nothing about.
It's because Fox is not news. You should never put the word news after the word Fox. They're not news. They were never meant to be news. They were meant to be GOP TV, which was a creation of Roger Ailes. He pitched it to Nixon. There's proof of this. And Nixon said, that'll never work. Well, guess what? Apparently old Tricky Dick was wrong there, wasn't he? Let me go back to this story. Again, this is Newsweek. McDaniel also praised Trump's response to the criticism. Quote, he's trying so hard, he's never been given a break. But it doesn't stop him. He keeps his foot on the gas. He's so positive. End of quote. Yeah. Oh, he unbelievable stuff. This is just, he's never been given a break. Oh, really? Yeah. Let's talk about all of the death threats that Barack Obama received in the 8 years that he was president. Then we'll talk about whether somebody's been given a break or not.
AOC says the first hour every day, that's all she hears.
Yeah.
Are death threats.
She goes through and looks, they dig up the pictures of these guys threatening her so she gets a good look at them. Well, that is the reality of what Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has to do every day.
I want to go back. This woman is now in charge of the RNC, and she came from Michigan. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. The Secretary of State from Michigan. What a cesspool. Why do we breed him so strongly?
She was the head of the Republican Party in Michigan. I don't know if she's ever held a political position. Her granddaddy was the governor of Michigan back in the 60s, and he was leading the state going toward the toilet then. Yeah, ask my mother about Romney, Governor Romney of Michigan back in the 60s. She'll give you an earful. Let me continue here. But not everyone agreed with the RNC chair. Some Twitter users reminded McDaniel that the D-Day ceremonies are for commemoration, not celebration, and that marking historic events does not require everyone to line up behind the most divisive president in recent history. Democratic Representative Ted Lieu noted that marking the D-Day anniversary, quote, is to honor all those who fought and died on D-Day so that we can be free. Get it? End of quote. Author Tom Nichols suggested McDaniel was reminding the country, quote, that everything is about the dear leader, end of quote.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
While Pod Save America host Dan Pfeiffer said he was, quote, not sure what's funnier, that the GOP chairwoman said this, that the host took it seriously, or that the RNC tweeted it out, End of quote.
Yeah, we're in Orwellian days. Orwellian days. It's incredible.
Former GOP strategist Cherry Jacobus did not hold back branding McDaniel a disgrace